Hi there, Allysia here from Daily Musings. Today I wanted to share with you the idea of what if everything would stay the same? What if nothing would change? So, a big part of my unhappiness in life comes from wanting what I don't have. So, for example, I think about what life would be like if I lived in a different location, if I had like a different house, if I had like more this, more that. And going into the future and thinking about the things that I wish I had or I wish I could do is a recipe for being dissatisfied with where I am. It just makes me feel like, yeah, I'm not very happy right now because I don't have X, X, and X. This is probably something a lot of us are going through with COVID right now. We think about, oh man, if only there wasn't COVID restrictions, I could do this, this, and this. And if COVID wasn't a thing, or when it's finally over, I'm going to do this, this, and this. This can be a recipe for present moment pain because you're thinking about all the fun things you can't do, all the things that you really want to do but are unavailable to you. How would that not make you miserable? I mean, it's going to make any of us miserable. So one thought experiment that I find it's almost counterintuitively useful is to think about, okay, what if it was going to be like this forever? So using COVID as our example, what if we had COVID restrictions forever, like now until forever, it's never going to end? How would you then be happy? How could you make the best of that situation and find joy in your daily life? Now, this isn't to placate us. This isn't to say like, hey, just deal with whatever crappy circumstances you have and don't try for anything better. It's not about like, don't set goals or things like that. But if you can't be happy in your present circumstance, then how will you ever be happy in some future circumstance? Because you guys have probably had the experience where you reach for something, you get excited about some upcoming event or some goal that you're wanting to achieve, and then you achieve it, you go to the concert, you launch the course, whatever it is, and then it's a very brief moment of, like joy, like, yes, I did it, and then it's over, and then it's on to the next thing, and then you're setting your sights at something else. It's an endless treadmill. So I just like the idea sometimes of getting off the treadmill of looking to the future, what I want, what I wish I had, and just looking at what my life is right now, exactly the way it is with COVID restrictions, living in the cold Canadian prairies, and just looking it in the face and saying, okay, if this was my circumstance forever, how could I genuinely, not just in a fake way, but in like a true genuine way, like experience gratitude for my situation and enjoy my situation? And this brings me back to the present moment. It takes me out of future scenarios that just leave me feeling like I'm wanting for something and into a state of gratitude for the things that I have. And I have many things. I have like a lot of things make my life really great. And I know that from other people's vantage points, maybe I have less things than some people. I have a lot more things than other people. It doesn't really matter. I've been reading a little bit about the Tao and Zen as well. So I think my head is a little bit immersed in the idea that you've already arrived. You are where you have been traveling to. You're at your destination already. Instead of thinking always forward, always like your destination is just out of reach. It reminds me of when you're driving on the highway and there's that like a little spot in the distance on the road that kind of looks like an oil patch, but you never reach the oil patch. It's a mirage. It's always in the distance. And that's how I feel like maybe myself and maybe you tend to live, just always focused on the point ahead as opposed to where life is actually happening, which is right here in this exact moment. So as a reminder to myself, I hope that it is useful for you as well. And one more thought before I close this off is I find an interesting thing tends to happen when I practice this. I'm not always very good at it. In fact, I struggle with this a lot. But if I can find joy and gratitude where I am in the moment, even if it's not like my ideal scenario, even if I'd rather live somewhere much warmer, for example, then what actually ends up happening is all of this is like opportunities. It's kind of like weird synchronicities and stuff start to happen. Different options open up. If I feel like I'm stuck, then generally by not focusing on the stuckness, but focusing on the things in my life that are moving and that are good, the stuckness sort of melts away. It's maybe some hippy dippy crap that some of you might think, but it's interesting how what you focus on expands. So if you focus on what you don't have, of course that expands, and it feels like I don't have so much. But of course, if you focus on what you have, then that expands as well, and gratitude is a little easier to find and joy. Anyway, I'll wrap this up and catch you guys later.